going to show you my first attempt at a tutorial, so bear with me if it's a little bumpy, but yeah, anyway, my first tutorial ever, which is a glitter witch. So yeah, in the beginning, let's start with putting something to hold her hair back. It's not necessary to have anything, I like to use it to make sure that my hair doesn't really, get in the way of everything, because, yeah. So, I'm pretty pale normally. I mean, so, yeah, I can't really get a foundation that actually fits my skin tone and doesn't make me break out, unfortunately. So, today, we're going to be trying to achieve that with powders that I can use that don't break me out, or hopefully won't. But anyway, this is from the Bossy palette. It's got many different funny names, like Bossy, Aggressive, Emotional, Biznatch, since I can't say it, Pushy, let's see, Hysterical, Not Technical, and Not Ready, even though it kind of helps with being ready. But yeah, today we're going to use Not Technical, so if you don't have anything white to put on your face foundation-wise, you can use any powders to try to achieve the same look. Today, we're just trying to get ghosty, or basically unalive looking, if you will. We'll also be using LA Colors I Heart Makeup Glow Palette. I've had these makeups for quite a while now, so I don't know if you'll be able to get them or not, but like I said, we're going to try to achieve a lighter shade. This has a little bit of a pink. We don't really want to go for pinks. We want to go for things of lighter hues, kind of blues, or just light in general, not necessarily blue, but opposed to warm colors like reds, you want to go more cooler colors, blues, to achieve the look that we're going for. So yeah. Alright, now it's fun time. So let's get the light on so we can see a little bit better and get our palette. So get any color, remember. This one is a little more wet, so we're going to put the wet one first and then the more powdery white one after, to try to give you 2 steps of lightening. Hopefully it'll work. Might not work as well as the foundation, but we're being a glitter witch, so it doesn't matter either way. We'll achieve the lighter and the glitter, most importantly. So yeah, anyways, you want to get whatever type of brush is good to pick it up. Even if you don't have a brush, you can use your fingers. They work perfectly fine. But yeah, so just get as much as you want and then apply over your whole face. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I like to answer questions normally. I usually answer them from Tumblr or Instagram. This is not working. I'm just gonna go with the fingers, like I said. But yeah, so I answer questions from there. The difference between answering questions here on YouTube and answering them over on Tumblr is you'll get a more in-depth, less than 1 minute and 30-second video. And also over on Tumblr, you can ask me anonymously. But if you specifically ask me over on Tumblr that you want me to do the video on YouTube, then I'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, so right now, I'm just making sure that I cover my face fully. It's getting like really shiny because this stuff, like I said, is a highlighter. And you don't necessarily have to worry about, like, for me, I have really dark circles naturally. You don't have to worry about actually lightening those up because we're going to pretty much go in later with a darker contour anyways to give like those deep dark unalive eyes. But yeah, we're getting there. I'm starting to brighten up a little bit, but I'm most definitely pulling out the glitter part of the glitter witch. So yeah, I hope by now you guys are reaching some point of brightness, and if not, don't worry, don't give up, because we're gonna get there. Yeah, so I'm used to actually pivoting. I do this quite a lot when I do makeup. I don't usually do makeup now, actually, and it's been a while since I've done it daily, but I used to do it all the time, mainly for Halloween, not for videos or anything like that, just because Halloween has always been a favorite time of year of mine, and any chance that I have to incorporate gore, I'm for it. Yeah, at this point I'm getting very, very shiny, 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 shiny. But what kind of glitter witch would I be if I wasn't, you know? Let's hope there aren't repercussions in the future for this. I haven't ever put just straight up highlighter all over my face, so I'll let you guys know in the description or even in the comments if you have a conversation with me how this goes after. But for now, all seems to be going okay. So let's knock on plastic and hope that that continues. I have been known to usually apply makeup like this, so there really isn't a surprise why this is easier. It's not really the product's fault why it's easier to apply with the fingers than it is with the brush. It's more a me thing. It's me, not the product. So if you're like me and you like to apply with fingers, then, you know, high five. But if you're cringing every time you see this right now, you know, there are other videos. I don't know if you're going to find another video of another glitter witch, but I'm sure you can do it better, or you can tell me in the comments how you feel. Always appreciated. But yeah, we're almost there by this point now. Just a little bit more of the lot. I look nice and shiny. So yeah, back to the questions thing. If you guys have any questions, I love to answer them, and I'll probably actually answer a few questions in a little bit, since you're here with me, give you an example kind of what I'm talking about, and let you guys hear from the awesome people that ask me questions on a regular basis. And a thank you in advance for you watching this video right now at this point and continuing to watch. I very much appreciate you and your time, sincerely, to the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of my heart, all around. Full sincerity and sincerity. But yeah, so I think it's as bright as it's gonna get with this. So the reason why, like I said earlier, I wanted to put this one first is because it has a little bit of a wet stick to it. But if you have a primer, that would probably work best doing that before powder or even this step. But yeah, on to the next step. We're going to go into that Bossy palette and get that powdery version of the white powder. And let's see if we can get the results. Here we go. I wish you luck. Wish me luck. Thank you. Alright. Well, I don't know yet. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of like patting it. I'll wipe it, but it gets kind of really messy that way. I always try to go in with the brush first. I attempt the brush first, and when I ultimately decide that I give up on me trying to be normal person applying my makeup like a regular person, quote unquote. I just go back to my hands. There really is no regular way to apply makeup, guys. I mean, I'm sure people will tell you that you're supposed to do it this way or you're supposed to do it that way, but don't let anybody tell you how you're supposed to play with your colors, okay? You're supposed to have fun. That's the point in this, especially it's Halloween time, or really any time if you happen to be watching this video. It's just supposed to be fun. So if at any point this becomes not fun for you, then do something that makes it fun. I don't know, make it crazy. Put a random splash of color. And if you totally regret it, just don't regret your whole time doing it. You know, you might regret it after when you're washing it off. Or the repercussions. But, you know, that's life. Life isn't fun if you don't try new things that sometimes can, you know, have funny repercussions potentially. So, here we are, about half face. It's not really lighting up much at all. But I'm getting really glittery, so there's that. So, let's keep going. I hope for your guys' sake that your, you know, product is working a little bit better for you than it is for me. I was hoping that it would give me that, you know, like I said before, more unalive look, because I'm trying to be a pretty glitter witch, but I'm trying to, you know, give a little bit of hag vibe. I want to give it that summer flair. So, like I said, best of luck to everybody. We're getting there. It is a process. I hope your guys' year has been going well so far. Mine has been really crazy, to say the least. I have had lots of medical issues, but we're gonna keep it light. And, you know, while speaking of keeping it light, I've had other downs. But like I said, we're gonna keep it light. And, yeah. Speaking of keeping this video light, my face is getting very highlight. But not very white. So, you know, it kind of is what it is, but we'll keep trying. Back to questions. If a person, and this is a question, by the way, that somebody on Tumblr asked me. If a person one day randomly became successful, wealthy, well off, do they have a moral obligation to take care of family members who have been rude to them or have mistreated them in the past? It's a fair question. Obligation means, you know, you have to do something. And you're wondering if you're morally obligated. I guess it depends on what your morals are. Would you feel wrong personally if you did that? Or would you feel wrong just because other people would say that you're wrong? Or would it be a mix of both? My opinion on the subject doesn't really matter. I would think, you know, oh, they're family, blah, 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 whatever. But, you know, no. That's the thing. Family is family, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that they're your family just because they're your blood. Sometimes family act like enemies, you know? I forget who it is. I really don't want to misquote who said it. But there's some director who said that he'll pay for the bare necessities of what his mom needs. But he won't, you know, buy her a fancy car or a mansion or anything else like that, because she basically called him a joke and didn't believe in his, like, you know, little writings that he did when he was a kid. So, yeah, he said he'd get her back, and that's how he got her back. So, are you obligated to take care of these family members who really didn't give a rat's behind about you? Who am I to say anything? All I can say is I wouldn't feel that way. I would be like, you forgot about me. Who are you? It's only fair, man. It's only fair. Okay, we're done with that step. So now we're on to like the contouring part. So here you're gonna want to get any dark black makeup you have. So this is the Magnifies Electric Violet edition from Rimmel London. So yeah, I got this quite a while ago. It was gotten as a gift and I've had it for a long time. Like I said, you guys can use whatever makeup you have. Whatever you have. I'm used to doing things last minute and, sometimes not really planning because either I was sick or I just really didn't plan on doing it. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Anyway, and I need to plan on how to, but I don't really have the makeup and stuff because I didn't pre-plan. Well, here we are, guys. So, if you're here with me, I'm not judging you. I'm your friend in this. So, yeah. Anywho, just get as much as you can of black on there. It really doesn't matter. There's no technique in particular that you have to do. And then you're just gonna go for this part, like open your mouth or feel where your ear line is right here. You see where it ends, and then you're gonna go kind of out right here. Okay, so just like that. And then you're gonna do the same thing. Get about 3-4 swipes after. Just try to like match the same amount that you got before, however much you used. And again, find that line of your ear here and kind of go out from it. So just like, I just went on my ear. Maybe don't touch your ear like I did. That was a mistake because I wasn't really paying attention. I'm kind of looking at a mirror under the phone and looking up at the phone at the same time and disorienting myself. So you kind of want to have like really dark sides. So this is going to be like the darkest point of the contour, at least in your cheek point. You pull it out like a little bit, make it sassy. And yeah, so that's nice. Maybe pull it up, like try to, at this point, bring it to your nose a little bit. But don't bring it out too far. Like I did. Pull it back a little bit. And right there. See, it's a Halloween makeup. It's forgiving. Like I said, have fun. There is no mistakes. It's just different. You're finding a different way to do something, alright? So just have fun. Anyway, here we go. So we're done with that part. And since it's a contour, we're probably going to go ahead and there's purple in this palette. You don't have to use purple, but you want to use, like I said, those cooler colors. So purple itself does happen to have like a warmer tone sometimes because it does have the red that's in it. But I'm going to use it anyways. So don't follow. You can follow my contradiction or not. I'm not judging you. Best of luck to all of us. But yes, so here we go. I'm going to use this kind of bold purple right here next to the black. I swiped it a couple times. And we're just going to go like above. So it can kind of transition the color. Go on the black directly, but start moving up. So we'll do the same thing to the other side, so we don't forget what we're doing, or make it uneven. On the black, a little bit, and then move it up. If it's ever too messy or you're like, ooh, I don't know if I'm liking where this is going, you can always clean it up, but I prefer to do the cleanup point after, personally. We'll get some more, because it didn't really give much. And so at this point, I would be getting a different brush out, but I haven't pre-planned that yet, and we're just gonna keep working with this brush. Not everybody has different brushes, so this is perfect. And like I said before, at this point, if you're worried that you don't have a brush and you have that precision brush, how am I gonna get those lines? Let's do it with our finger. Just like that. And you know what? As a matter of fact, in my opinion, like I said, go back to it. The wheel's not broken. Why try to fix it? So, use your finger. It's fine. Anyway, back to it. We can go to the black now and continue that contour that we started. So, what we're going to do is, we've already got this line here. So, we're going to go here. You see, here's the middle of your head. So, a little bit off to the side here from the middle of your head. And you're going to pull kind of like part of a 3. So, this is the top part of the 3 that you're doing, and you're going to pull it back up into your hair. Just rub it, and then pull it right here. Back up into your hair. And then you're going to go here, like I said, a 3. So pull back like how it's a 3. There you go. That shape meets there. So here to here. Just like that. Just like that. And then blend that in. Don't worry if your hair isn't dark like mine. You can always put a wig on, or, you know, you can darken your hair in the area with the makeup. It works. If you have light enough hair, it most definitely works. I've actually used chalk before when I was doing a Rocky Horror makeup. I was attempting to be Columbia, and I didn't have really the funds to get anything, so we're doing that 3 again. Remember, right here, start right here, and then work out up here into your hair. But yeah, so I didn't have enough money to do, or really any funding, to do the makeup for Columbia in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I got some of that chalk stuff. I'm kind of cleaning it up with my finger. But anyway, I got some of that chalk stuff that you get for, you know, whatever general stuff. I got it from the spirit store. So it was this red, and I kind of like on the side of an edge, and I got a whole bunch of chalk and just put it all in my hair, and like I said, it works. You can wet your hair a little bit if you want, get like a gel. Even maybe if you have a lip gloss that's light enough, because you don't have anything else, you can put that and then put the powder on it, and it will stick on it nicely. Okay, so at this point, I've realized that I put a little too much here going on. So, yes, I'm gonna do that because I can. It's my face. It's not like I'm doing it to your face. You can do this to your face if you want. You don't have to. I'm just saying, it's there on the table. It's an offer. But, yeah. Sometimes I get a little too overzealous with it, and, you know, it's, like I said, it's been a little bit since I've actually done the makeup. When you're cleaning it up, you can just pull it to your lip. It looks nice. At least in my opinion, it looks nice. If you think it looks bad, then, you know, my bad. But it's a process, you know, and if you're judging it already, wait till you see the end of the video. So we're almost there. Go and wipe back the rest right there. And yeah. So now let's move on to the next one. Oh, almost forgot. We gotta finish the contouring part. So we went here in the 3, we went here, and then we went here. So let's continue the bottom of the 3. Let's go down here. We can actually start with the purple this time, so it's not so woof immediately, you know? Let's just forget it. Let's just go with our finger, right? Because we were talking about doing that, so let's just do it. Guys, I went like 3 or 4 times with purple. You can use whatever lighter color. So just, if you have blue, like a lighter blue, you can go in with the blue. You can even use like the same black faintly and it'll work just fine. I'm just using a different color to kind of add dimension. So back to the 3 thing, like I said. Here's this point, and this point. By the way that I have it, it's really going more like an E than a 3, but saying 3 helps me remember a lot easier. So about 4 or 5 times I went with this one. So we got the 3, or the part of the E, and the second part of the E, and now we're going to go ahead and follow through with that 3rd part of the E. This creates a nice sculpted shape for the face. I really don't remember where, when I learned this exactly, but this is a trick that some people use regularly. So you can use this in your daily makeup routine with less bold colors, or the same bold colors, even bolder, and it'll look just as nice. So, yeah, it's the start so far, and we will continue from here. Hi there. I'm a little bit closer now because I wanted to show you guys up close for the next step. So, in this next step, we're going to be trying to make our eyes look a little bit bigger. If you don't have a white eyeliner, don't worry. We don't need to do this step. This step is, again, just another little fancy thing to add to it. So, yeah, if you don't have this, don't worry. What we're going to try to do right now is fill in the waterline. Don't be scared. It's not going to get your eye unless you get your eye. That happens sometimes. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you wish me the best of luck. I don't know if you guys are seeing these glitters right now, but I'm seeing them on this camera, or at least in this view. And they're looking pretty good. So what you do for one side, like I said before, you're going to want to do to the other. That's just my general rule of thumb. I just poked my eye. But yeah, and how I'm getting these lines, you know, if you don't apply this regularly, eyeliner, I'm holding it down with my pinky and resting my hand on my chin to kind of get a straight line so my hand doesn't shake so much. And yeah, so when we do this bottom line, it makes our eye look bigger from a far distance. So it's a cool little trick. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but I recommend you watch it. The video for Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, if I'm not mistaken, she has a spot where she is, you know, in what looks to be an insane asylum or something like that, and she's getting out of the tub, or they're trying to, you know, hold her in the tub and everything, and she's flipping out. Well, her eyes look really crazy and cool. This is kind of where I learned that effect from. So yeah, little factoid for you there. We're almost done. Cool way you can get the inside of your eye here, you can just kind of close it and turn the pencil and move it so you don't have to hold your eye open. And I can see there's some spots missing, so go ahead and hold it up. Look away. just makes it easier. And cool. Same thing, I just close my eye and look away. And there. They're not perfect. There's gonna start gonna be. If you don't like drawing on the inside of your eye, but you still want to get that lighter effect, you can do the same thing on the outside. You'll just have a little bit less room to work with up here, but if you push those eyebrows up, you'll be alright. Alright, so we're on to the next part now. Next part is another fun part in my opinion. I have a thick LA Colors eyeliner pencil. One side is black, one side says it's smoky, but we're going to go ahead and use the side that says black. If you don't have a thick pencil, you can just use your regular eyeliner, and if you don't have eyeliner, you can use your black eyeshadow again. It'll work here just the same. It just won't be wet like this is. So, yeah. Anyways, you can just go in here. You want to draw a straight line and move it out lightly. You don't want to go off your eye. You just want to meet the end of it. That's all. We're just kind of closing the line. Just a straight line. That's all. And if it's not completely straight, don't feel bad. Like I said, Halloween, no wrongs. Just having fun here. So, yeah, we want to do the same thing on the other side. There's also a cool trick if you want to get kind of like a winged edge, which we're not doing winged edges, but if you want to, you can pull in from the outside and draw in, and it works. It works very easily. Just pull in. And it gives you that shape nicely without you really having to do much work, but we're not doing that today, so fill in from here. So there's a little mistake, but that's okay, and there's no mistakes, just having fun. So, yeah. Get them nice and dark, and you know, try to make them as even as you can. Remember, sisters, not twins. They say that with your eyebrows, but same thing can go with your eyelashes and with your everything on your face. Don't worry. This here will make you look like your eyelashes are bigger. So if you're, you know, insecure about that, and you can also use this on your daily, just making it a little thicker, or a lot thicker than what you normally would. So here you see, this is what they look like so far. You can fill in this spot right here that dips, just that spot. Because for me that happens every time. I don't know about you, but it happens for me every time. Just fill it in. There. And you get kind of like a straight line. That's kind of what we're going for. It's close enough. So yeah. You can try. Okay, so right here, you see we have our white and our water line, right? So we're going to want to go right under that. Go lightly, okay? And we're going to bring this right here, almost to the end. So we'll do the same thing on this side. You don't want to get it up in your water line, because if you do, then it's going to defeat the purpose of what you did earlier, making your eyes look bigger, because black will shrink it and make it look smaller. So we'll bring it right up into there. There you go. Let's make this one a little bit thicker. The thing is you want to go ahead and match them as best as you can. But don't worry, especially if you're in a rush. you know, it'll look good no matter what. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull this in all the way, but be careful now. Do it lightly and up towards the top of your eyelid like it's going into it. So watch closely. Right here. Pull it up in, and that does get your waterline a little bit, but don't worry, it's okay. Give it a look and check. Okay, so there's a little spot missing right there. We're just gonna go ahead and connect it in. All good. So these are just little fine details. I mean, you don't have to be a stickler for it, but I hate it when I get to the end of it and it doesn't look exactly how I want it to. And I'm like, why? I know why, because I didn't do it. Alright, so we're going to come back to that later when we reach the end of the tutorial or kind of to the detailing points. But yeah, for right now, this is kind of what your eye should look like. And I wish you the best of luck. Sometimes getting the line isn't the easiest and they turn out like panda eyes, but in the cool side of it being panda eyes, we're gonna just cover that part right now anyways. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this to, if you happen to have the same pen that I do, we're gonna go to the smoky side. And if you don't, again, like I said, have the smoky side, don't worry. You can just use your regular eyeliner or eyeshadow. So yeah, we're gonna just cover up over this spot here. We don't want to go up too high. We just want to kind of go midway. And remember, you can work up. You can always work up to it, but sometimes removing it can be a little bit difficult. Not impossible, but difficult nonetheless. So the reason why I'm choosing this pen here is it's kind of like making an eyeshadow primer, if you will. We'll bring it to a little crease here, be a little fancy. Because that's what I like to do. So let's do the same thing here. We can just start coloring this in. Check your other eye to match with it, you know, periodically. It doesn't have to match my makeup, it just has to be symmetrical with your own face. So yeah, just anything that'll fit you. If you don't have the same eye shape as I have, don't worry, this will work on any eye shape. It'll still look cute. Just, you know, adjust for how your eyes would normally work with this. You're going to want to go with that line that you built down here and just kind of pitch up from it. Just like that. Over and over. Like I said, you can build it, but you can't take it back as easily. So yeah. Let's build a little bit more. I have this issue sometimes where I won't build enough. It's where I like to count. Pull that up a little bit. And yeah. Okay. So now we're on to the next step. I'm going to go back into the black eyeshadow. And we're going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really doesn't matter. Just count it. Just try to keep it even. And then we're going to go over this. Completely go over it. You might be asking, okay, why didn't we just use this to begin with? Because, like I said before, it creates a primer. Sorry about that. But yeah, it creates a primer. I did 3 times, then 3 times to go on the inside part to hold this eyeshadow, because we're going to go another step over it. This just is the beginning of a few steps. So you want to be careful when you go into that crease corner. You don't have to have this, like I said. Anything will work, your fingers, you know. wouldn't advise it, but like a doll hand. No, I'm just kidding. Anything that you have will work. So again, we're gonna go the 4 times and 4 times. I may or may not have went more. I wasn't counting. I start out counting in the hopes that I will make it look even, and you know, sometimes we just forget. And by sometimes I mean I forget all the time. So yeah. It's still fun though, so that's all that really matters. We're getting there, almost exactly matching, so we're gonna go 3 and 3 into the inside of the eye. Just trying to line it up here to make it match. So if you don't prime it, it'll actually move and disrupt everything that you did. And this is the first time that I'll be trying this new palette, so I really hope that it works. I've been saving it for something really pretty, and I hadn't been inspired, but you guys are very inspiring. And I figured, what a perfect time than Glitter Witch. So, yeah. Might have some fallout happen. This little stuff here from the powders. Don't worry about it, because it just adds to the flair, right? The next step comes from this set. It's Charmacy Milano. Love the box, by the way. It looks super pretty. It's their Duochrome eyeshadow set. Like I said, I've been pretty excited to give this a try. But it is so pretty. And what you're seeing right here is an actual eyeshadow primer. But if I would have put this in the beginning, it would have disrupted before I went to ultimately use this. So now we're going to give this a try. Untwist. And then put some drippity drop on my finger. Not that big. And put it right where we're going to put that green. So I've used Duochromes before, and they really have a hard time staying. And I feel, in my experience using them, the best way to apply is just by using your finger. You can use other things if you want. It doesn't really work. So we're gonna pull it up all the way here. If you guys noticed that I'm actually pulling it up higher than where I have the eyeshadow, it's gonna give a different effect when we pull it up higher with that Duochrome. So let me go ahead and open up the Duochrome. It's got a cool little cap that pulls open. Look, you guys can see it. So yeah, this is by Charmacy, OVIP 905 Multi-Chrome Eyeshadow. Let's give it a try. I'm going to use my primer finger, and I'm going to rub. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, nice. Let's hope it works. Beautiful. So I figured that because it's a duochrome, it would work better over another color. That's why I've chosen, I'm going to go ahead and dip again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why I've chosen to use it over the black instead of just using it by itself. Black usually gives duochrome things, whether you're doing it in nails or if you're doing it in paints or, you know, like what we're doing today. 1, 2, 3. It usually gives it this more vibrant look. So I'm actually really impressed with how this looks, and I'm not going to dip again until I use all of the stuff right here. But I'm actually really happy with this, with the black and without it. So yeah, Charmacy Milano Duochrome set. Love it! And I'll definitely be getting more. But now it seems like this stuff goes a long way. If you don't have the Charmacy set that I'm talking about, and you're like, oh, I want to have that really cool look that she has. Oh man, I know they make some awesome lipsticks. You can use those on your eyes sparingly and carefully. Just make sure you do a test first, a spot test. I did not. So, I made a mistake. If you guys didn't notice, I didn't put primer on my eye on that side. We're gonna put the primer on that side now. Boop-a-doop, made a mistake, but we're gonna fix it. It won't really fix it, but hey, it's fine. Like I said, we're having fun today, and that's all that really matters. Who knows, maybe I've just discovered something better because it's spreading pretty easily. I guess we might have found a new technique. So if you guys like that and you guys have this palette, you can do that as well. If you don't have this palette, like I said, they've got some other awesome colors. You will want to get a green though, because this look does require green for this part. So if you do not have green, you know, you can pivot with other colors, but it kind of requires the green to give the look that I'm going for. So yeah, let's finish rubbing that on up here. And we can actually get back to some more questions. And one of those questions are from Tumblr, and they asked me if I had heard about the woman who married the Eiffel Tower. So apparently a year later, she got back with her ex. Naturally a picket fence. No, but you know what's the funny thing? I take that you were telling me a joke, by the way. The funny thing though is about that is there was a chick that married, I think it was the Brooklyn Bridge and the Golden Gate Bridge, because there is no law against polygamy and inanimate objects in America. So yeah, she's a polygabrigist. I don't really know the exact term, but yeah, people like the things they like, I suppose. I don't know how else to put it. But yeah, thank you for asking the question, by the way. If you have any more questions or generalized funny statements, you can always let me know here on YouTube, and I will conversate with you or respond in a video. You can ask me over on Tumblr or even Instagram, really. I'm there to answer. Wow, I am shocked. I used not even that much. My finger is so covered. So yeah, if you guys are interested, Charmacy Milano. So now we're at the next step, which can be a little bit tricky. I still have my finger coated with this, so if you still have your makeup coated on your finger, we can continue on, or on your brush or whatever. We can continue with that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move up a little bit right here. Yeah, just like that. Kind of at a diagonal angle. Follow with that straight line that you've made there, and push it back into your hair. Just pull it all the way back. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? So turn, see this angle right here, follow it down, that angle, push it up, and then just keep doing that, keep doing it, push it up into your hair, and it'll kind of be in your eyebrow a little bit, and you'll know that that's like the area that you're pushing it up and out from and into. Does that kind of make sense? If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Like I said, this is my first tutorial. I'm new at this. So yeah, I went back into the makeup a little bit just to kind of give some more. You gotta pull this up. So what we're doing right now is we're kind of creating a wing right now. Obviously it's winging it out, but quite literally we're creating a wing. And I'll talk more on that later, but that's why we're pulling it up in a wing-like motion. So, yeah. So far. Don't worry if it's not completely even. No mistakes, just fun. Remember that. And then make this even right here with the eyebrow as much as you can. There you go. Okay. Doesn't have to be completely even, just kind of even-ish. There you go. Good enough. And now we'll move on to the next part. Go back into your black. Barely touch it. Like, I mean, just a little tappy tap. That's all. Just like tap. That's it. Just one tap. And then we're gonna just kind of lightly make a shadow under. We just want a little shadow. That's all. Just a little shadow to add some depth. Little shadow to add some depth. Alright? Just like that. Perfect. And then we'll do the same thing. Tap. Same thing back. Under that wing. Okay? And the same thing back. Under that wing. Alright. Cool. We just want to make sure that we don't have any missing spots too deep. You can go a little bit darker if you want, or just keep it kind of faint. It's up to you, really. I went just a little bit darker, and that made it a little bit muddy, but it's okay. Because this is witch makeup, we want to make it actually a little bit darker towards the eyes here anyways. It gives it kind of like that spooky look in darker light. And everybody wants to look spooky. At least I do. I feel like it's a little more fitting. Then just pull that here. And this is gonna be like a dark circle you're making. But don't make it too dark. Don't dip back into your pan. You're just pulling it to blend it. That's all. You're just blending. That's all. And then get your finger. Make sure you cleaned it off, or get a separate finger. Kind of wipe it. And wipe it. For me, that's not going to wipe off because I had that highlighter. Lightly lick. Wipe, wipe. Wipe, wipe. There we go. Okay. So now we're on to the next step. If you have a thin liner, I would advise getting that instead. But if you don't, no worries. But yeah, so I have a gray or charcoal eyeliner right now. You can use black, anything like I said before. And we're going to add about 6 lines at varying lengths. So we're just going to do it to one eye for now. We'll do it later to the other one. But for now, we're going to go. Let me make sure that I look closely. Here we go. I have a little mirror under here. So while I'm looking here, and in the camera here, looking down here to see as well. So yeah, I'm not that talented to be able to just look up in the camera for the whole thing. So if you need, you can pull your skin down like I need to, And we're going to go one long line, a little bit long. See? Pull it down a little bit more. One long line, right? Then we're going to go a shorter line, a little bit longer than that. And make sure you got enough space. So a longer line, and then shorter. Okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go longer, shorter. And then we're going to go just like that in the corner of the eye. The very corner of the eye. Out into an arc. Just like that. And that's what that will look like. We'll come back to the rhyme and reason later. Or you can skip ahead and come back at any point. Sometimes that's a good pointer to do, or what I like to do sometimes when I'm watching a tutorial. So if that's helpful for you, go ahead. The chapters are there for you guys, so you can do it nice and easily. This step. Now, it might be a little bit difficult, but it can be done. You just have to do a little bit of practice. You can practice on a piece of paper, or you can just go ahead and try to practice on your face. But yeah, so here we go. You want to go a little bit off to the side. So here's the middle part. Remember, we did the 3s, so it leaves that middle spot really convenient for you to see. So a little bit off to the side. We're going to want to go, we'll make a point for our middle point. Right here, little point, doesn't have to be big, just little. And then you're going to want to go a straight line down. I missed my point. So next time you just go like that, up through your point. What we're doing right now is creating a spider web. So really it's okay that I messed up, but when you mess up, always just come back, get your tissue paper, and wipe. It's not perfect, but you know, every spider web is different. Fun fact. So this is your spider web. You know? Okay, so then we're gonna go and do an intersection like an X. So we'll go right across, just like that, and stop right at the middle point. And then actually we could just stretch it further, just like that. Okay, this point's gonna extend where a little spider dude's gonna go off, so don't worry about how far off it is. Anyways, so we've got the X here, and then we're gonna go through like a diamond shape, match it, then you're gonna go through like a diamond shape and match it. So now you've got this crazy look on your head, but don't worry, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we start from the inside and we're gonna make like little U shapes, okay? And that'll start, you wanna line it up with each line like that. I can't really see as well because I'm going off of the video. But you would be going through a mirror, hopefully. So as you can see, it's kind of starting. Each spider web is different, like I said before. And you can start from any spot, like here. A U, and then a U, another U, another U. And then we just keep going, like that. Until eventually we meet the next thing. And it can be as many webs as you want. You don't have to do as many as I did. You can do less or you can do more. It's no biggie. No mistakes. And there you go. So now we got our little spider here. What we're going to do is we're going to do that same cross pattern like this, and we're going to make an X this time. An X just like that, and then straight down the middle, one like that, just like a diamond, and then you're going to make a circle like that right in the middle, a little circle. Fill that circle in, okay? Got yourself a little spider. And so same thing's going to happen with this spot here. We got an X, an X. We want to make this spider a little bit smaller if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Do your little circle, just like that. Make sure to fill the circle in. The more the circle's filled, the more realistic the spider actually looks. So, and then we can stretch that out to here, and that out to here, and you can even draw a little line if you want from the middle to meet up to that spider. Just like that. And there you go. You have a little spider web on your head. And you can continue this look by adding another spider web that's here, but you're going to want to go ahead and sharpen your pencil first. And now we're back after our short pencil sharpening break. Alright, so here's a little bit different, and you know, I have a little bit trouble with side spider webs. So we're going to look at the side of the face, and we're going to try to build kind of like a right angle with these dots that's going to go up the side of the face here. Alright, so we're going to go here, or well, we'll start here actually, right under the eye. Make sure, got it. Alright, so right here. Go ahead and move a circle if you want. It really doesn't matter. You just kind of want to make good little markers for yourself. Don't make them too big. You know, just big enough to kind of let yourself know where you're going to be going. Because, like I said, you're creating a side spider web here. So, just so you know, and then you can put another one kind of right there. Alright. Put one more here. Okay. Here we go. So let's go diagonal line up to the face. Another diagonal line up to the corner. Up to the corner. Up to the corner. Okay? So now you've got these diagonal lines that are up to the corner, and you're going to want to connect these diagonal lines. You can connect them either from the inside to the outside or reverse. I personally like to connect them from the outside to the inside, but we're going to try the inside from the outside just to give it a try. Let's actually put one more here. And bring that back. There you go. I guess we're going from the outside in. I lied. I'm sorry. It's whatever your brain feels. It's gonna do what it wants. So as you can see, it's already kind of creating them. And then you can create kind of one more. Move that up. And once you've got the base, you can start them and move them just like that. So we'll even do one more up here and pull it in. Okay, so you can kind of see how it's starting. Let's move back another one. A U, and another U, and another U. And you want to go with the shape. Another U. And another one. Okay, so we got the second line.
Now, I guess we can go back to questions. So someone asked me on Tumblr, if there's a group hug going on, can you join it if you don't know the group? Why not? No, I'm just kidding. They probably would have an issue with it, so that's probably why not. But yeah, I mean, you can join it, but should you? That's the question. And the answer probably is no. So you can actually, if you want, you can pull this out a little bit more to the middle of your cheek, and by doing that, you just extend and extend at a bend. Extend at a bend. And extend at a bend. Just like that. Extend at a bend. And then we'll want to do the same thing here for good measure. And then you just go loop, loop. You keep repeating the same process over and over again. Back to that group hug thing. I've actually seen random people at concerts try to jump in, like, group hug! And people look at them weird, but then do the, who cares? So, you know, well, first off, how do you mean group hug, by the way? Do you mean group like, oh, I made a mistake. And if you make a mistake, just do that. And then we go ahead and get our napkin. Hopefully it'll fix it. So by mistake, I mean that line went a little too thick there.
You know what? It's fine. So we'll just say that web fell on there. Don't worry about it.
But yeah. So anyways,
my pencil is actually not sharpened, so it's time for a sharpening break again. Good thing I had my sharpener actually next to me this time. So,
yeah, here we go. Anyway, we'll get back to that shaping again. Just put another line here with a loop. And since we made that mistake there, we can go ahead and just make another line here. And it's an easy fix. Just like that. Easy fix. And you can repeat it again here in the back. And then we'll make sure to cover this spot here. Remember to follow with the line, because if you don't, it's going to look kind of weird. And yeah, we actually added this line here, so let's add that there. And another one. We're doing some DJ Khaled up in here. And another one. And another one. Alright, so now you've got a couple spiders and some spider webs and starting to look a little spooky. And we can now move on to the next step. Working with lips. This part can be a little bit difficult, so focus, and be patient. If you don't get it right, like I've said a bajillion times already, you're fine. Alright, so here we go. I might not talk so much here, so just bear with me. We're going to make an X, okay? We're going to be overlining our lips just a little bit, alright? Or a lot, whatever. Make them the size you want. The trick is make an X. This makes the perfect Cupid's bow. So, here we go. Hold your hand on your chin. X. Uh-oh, that would help if it didn't break. So my lip liner just broke, so that'll probably mess me up, but oh. X. So we want to line these up. Just like that. Just like that. And then go from here. So the thing is with this, with every liner, you want to just start a little bit and work your way up. Because you don't work your way up, you can make a mistake very quickly. It's really hard to get rid of at this point. So just just try to match in. Make like a rounded circle here. Just make sure to check back periodically that it matches. And keep going. You really want a defined line. Okay. So now, let's do the bottom one. So we can start in the middle, okay? Get that nice bow line. It can be a little thicker here, because this is where the biggest point of your lip is, and then thin it out. Pull it up on your lip, put it up on your lip, like make it thin. Yep, just like that. Same thing with the other side. So it's gonna go thin on the under part of your lip right here, under, and then it's gonna finish up kind of on your lip. So under, on. Like that, okay? Just like that. And then you can get it in the corner, darker. Same thing here, on your lip. You can do this for everyday makeup. It'll make your lips look bigger. Naturally. Leave this spot smaller. There you go. So now we get to move on to the fun part. You can either have your lip liner and use your lip liner as this black part right here on your lip, or you can save your lip liner and you can use your gray pencil. If I can find mine. There we go. Back to the gray charcoal. And we fill in right here. Downward lines, because that's the way your lip goes. It goes in a downward direction. And then you can go side to side if you want. It hits faster. Whatever you're feeling, honestly. Don't get the middle part, okay? Leave this middle part empty. Just get the sides and fill them in completely, okay? If you have black lipstick, this is ideal for this point. I just don't. So, yeah, we're gonna work with what we have. And this is what we have. Alright. So we're just about filled in. You see there's a triangle here that's kind of started. We're gonna leave this spot open here too. Just fill it in, same way. I like to do this trick with red instead of all blacked out normally. But what we're doing right now is we're actually creating an hourglass effect on the lips, or at least the start of it. There's a reverse diamond happening right now. And an hourglass, the way that it works are just basically two triangles. You're gonna have the flat point here and the flat point here, and they're gonna come in together. But we're gonna come in with red later so we can see that. Even it up. Make sure you're good. And yes. Let's get a little darker. Okay. And now we're on to the next step. This step, we go back into our Bossy palette. You can go into any palette that you have. It doesn't necessarily have to be this one, but this one has a sparkly black. That's why we're using it today. So if you have a sparkly black like this palette, I highly recommend using it. You don't have to do this part. I'm just doing this part for extra, because we're, you know, a glitter witch. So yes. Anyways, put that over your lip, not on the bottom part, just over that gray part or, you know, lip area here that you just created. Almost like a primer effect for your eyeshadow. You just created that with your lip with the liner. So yeah, primed your lips to make them nice and shiny. I don't know how safe this is to do, so as a general disclaimer with everything, do a patch test first and see how you react. And if you have any reaction, stop. Do not keep doing it. Use something else. Make sure you wash it off and all that good stuff. Now we're working. We're at the part where we get to put either your lip gloss, your lipstick, anything red that you can find here. We're making our hourglass, like what I said before. So here we go. So remember, like I said, the hourglass, it's going to have, and this is the fun part, if you have a lipstick, make sure that, or lip gloss, make sure you have something to wipe it off after you use it each time, or you put it in there, it's going to make your tube darken up, okay? So don't say I didn't warn you. Anyway, here you go. Draw that line across. You're just trying to make a line. Let me do it again. I wiped it so I can recheck in. Because we left that slot partially open earlier, it actually has made it to where this comes through much easier. So, my light kind of changed. There we go, let me fix that. There you go. Anyway, wipe that off again before I dip it back in my bottle. Like I said, it'll turn it black if I don't. And yeah. So we're gonna make the same line here across. You might want to just go like once or twice over it. This lipstick does feel like a plumper, so heads up to any of you who are thinking of getting the Bossy palette. It's a little stingy, but it looks pretty. So, yeah. Blush you a million times. My cat is having a sneeze fit right now. The sneeze fit is now over. Blush you a million times still. But anyway, you know how it goes. So yeah, just keep doing this until you can get that triangle like what I said. It may achieve quicker for you, and if it does, you can always just speed up this video, click ahead, like 15 seconds, whatever. And I should be done playing with my lips. It's one of my favorite parts. So, sorry it takes me a little bit, but you know, I like to have fun too. But yes, we're almost there. Which is, we're looking for like a discernible difference, because when you look at a Black Widow, you really can see that hourglass. It's like, danger B, I'm about to get your A. And so, you know, danger B. No, but really no. Yeah. So that's a close enough look of what I'm going for. Maybe I'll go one more line because I'm extra. There. And now we can move on to one of the final steps, and that's making your Black Widow on your face. After our quick sharpening break, we're back to drawing some spider legs. Alright, so spiders, they got 8 legs, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. We're going to do the same thing right now. Spider legs are jointed, so make sure when you draw them out, you go with the first leg, you're going to want to make it the biggest leg, and I like to make it go from the corner, so we're going to go right here in the corner. Just like that. You can always draw the next one like that, and the joint there, and down. It actually made 2 legs in one go. If you draw at the side of the angle of your pencil, it can do that by accident. Just draw this one, and it fills in. That's 3, and then 4. So now you're going to do like the same thing on the other side. 1, 2. I don't know why I'm counting. You can count. I do it for good measure, I'm sure. And then we want to put the one kind of close to the face. It's almost like a crab formation, but you know, arachnids and all of that, they're not the same things as crabs, but did you know that spiders and scorpions are arachnids? You know, the 8 legs thing. Creepy. I'm thankful to not have scorpions. So, okay. Anyway, back to it. Let's make this one a little more spider leggy. It could leg a little better. There you go. Got a better leg on the competition. No. Okay. There we go. Alright. So now, let's make a little mouth. Just 2 little lines, just like that. There we go. So now we've got our Black Widow on her face here, on her mouth, the biggest spider. We can, right here, there's a little mistake as you see. So any little mistakes like that, we can make the circle and do the 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, now you've got a little spider there. Any mistake is easily fixable, like I said. 'Tis Halloween, my friend, and any mistake can be fixed with creativity. So, this is the tutorial. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit before I say I am fully finished. So let's get to that cleaning up like what I said. You can always just kind of dab that there, or you can add extras to it to make it a little bit darker. I'm actually kind of happy with it. I needed to clean that up because okay. Yeah. And if you want to draw any more spiders, you always can. You can, like right here, draw a little spider crawling down your nose if you absolutely wanted to, because there's this little hangy spot here, so you would just do a drop down line, do that little star formation shape that I said, and then put the little circle filled, and you got another spider. You can do this with fake blood. You can put it here, dripping off of the little spider teeth all the way down. As a matter of fact, I'll probably make those spider teeth just a little bit more longer. There you go. So they can be seen from a little farther back. But yeah, this is my tutorial for a glitter witch. We are very glittery, and we're looking very witchy. Let me just take my hair down so we can fulfill the look. You can get a wig or anything as you please to make this look be finished, or rather completed. But yes, this is meant for a look with like longer hair, so you can, you know, kind of make it look messy and But here you go. Here's the finished look. Thank you for watching.
And by the way, I couldn't forget the most important part. If you guys don't have a witch hat, it's okay, but it does most definitely create the look. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, so there's one part I forgot. These are supposed to be flies. So let's finish our other fly, okay? Here we go. Silly me. So this is silver, or that is not the right pencil. Fail, 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 fail. All right, here we go. So one line that's long, another line that's shorter. One line that's long, and another line that's shorter. It's 4. So one more line that's long. We can draw up if it's not working with the downwards motions. And then we're gonna do this one outwards. Longer than all the other ones. Why? Because it's the fly mouth. And so it goes up like that into the crease. Just like that. Now we have our fly trapped in our spider web. And maybe even give him some line for the wings. Because I totally forgot that part. Like a loser, don't worry. Because I remembered at the end. Like I said, it's Halloween for me too, guys, and I'm allowed to make mistakes. So wait, we don't make those, we just make creation. So, you know, hey, looks cute and pretty, and if you are still here watching this part, you're amazing. So there you go. Now the tutorial is finished. I swear. Thank you for watching.
By the way, since you're here, and I've mentioned it a bajillion times, if you have any questions or you'd like to see any future videos, feel free and please do leave me a comment in the comment section or reach out to me on Tumblr. Your guys' questions are bewitching to me. Like I said, happy Halloween. I love thee.